Howdy everyone, this is Mopbot, this is the Diamond Society, and welcome back to episode number 20. We're here at my base, and there has been a slight change, and like I mentioned at the end of last episode, we did end up going ahead and working on the rail that brings over the iron from the iron farm into the storage area that was pretty much finished in the last episode, actually. Pretty much the whole storage unit is done, and now I've just put just a final touch on it, but you can see here, this is pretty much the same rail that we have over by the villager area that brings the villagers over, and now I'm stuck, and there's the minecart, which has been doing some weird stuff. It's been kind of like dipping into these blocks and such. Very strange. But yeah, this is completely the same that we've done on the other side, just a little bit tighter because we only need one rail, whereas we have the two on the other side. And then it just kind of blends in to the mountain here a little bit. Just guardrail, and then dips right down in there, and then goes right over into the storage area. That's pretty much the same thing on the other side as well, underneath the iron farm. I don't think you can quite see it. Yeah, a little bit. You can see the fence go right up, and then it just kind of stops. And that's because it does the same thing here, and then if we go on the inside, you can see where this thing actually comes to. We did this in the last episode, and it's actually been really helpful. It's nice not having to go all the way over there for the iron, but you can see that if we come in here, it's this one right here. There's that same minecart, and there's the one from the sugarcane farm going out, and we should probably see just a few bits of sugarcane coming in. There it is, right there, and there was probably no iron because that's not a horribly efficient farm. We do actually need a way to get rid of the poppies, though, and this is new, and I'll get to this in a second, but you can see that they do actually overflow. So that chest is actually the new chest that was up there, and that is where all the overflow items go from the storage area. Also got rid of the input chest right up there, and that is now here. So when we open this and we toss an item in here like that, it's going to go through back here, up into here, into that dropper, go into the system, and then get shot right up like that. That's going to go up, get carried over, go through the sorting system, and then since we're not sorting ender pearls, it's going to come all the way back down here, and then end up right back in the overflow chest, just like all these poppies, or they look like roses, have actually done right now. So, in this episode, we do actually have a little bit more to work on here. We've got this back wall, which is huge, and granted, it needs love. We need to really finish off this room because it really is kind of the last touch that actually needs to be done around here. So I'm going to start kind of sectioning it off because I've got different ideas for what should go where. We'll probably end up with, I think, 5 sections total. We'll have like the one center one, and that'll be where the nether portal is. And then we'll have 2 more on each side for different farms. Probably have an idea for it. Not sure if I'm going to stick with it or not, but I'll see how big they actually are when I'm done with it. And if you have a sharp eye, you may have also noticed that this wall is brought forward 1 more block, and now it rests right at the back of the redstone here. That's because over on the other side here, we couldn't put this hopper back here, otherwise it would suck all the items out of this furnace, so we turned it off to the side, and we needed to hide it behind a wall. So it's now back there, and this comes 1 forward, and we lose that little gap back there, but it's really not an issue. I would also like to finish all the redstone in this area so that we can put down a floor and then close this area off and call this area done. Alright, I've got the back wall now sectioned off, and there's 2 giant sections here that I was actually originally going to put farms in, and I've got a little bit different idea now. Get to that in just a little bit. Over here we'll have one that produces raw chicken because we've got a butcher here and that you can trade raw chicken for, and it's only 15, so if this is running the whole time that shouldn't actually be a whole lot, which is pretty nice. And then we might actually see a few more come in because now we have a few extra slots. I went through and kind of just purged all the villagers that I didn't want, and that sounds awful, but well, that's essentially what happened. And then anyway, coming on down here, I then go ahead and finish off all the redstone back here, hit a few jack-o'-lanterns as well, and then cover this off in glass, and then swapped out the iron up front here for the stone half slab so that it just kind of flows a little bit better with everything that's going on around it. You can see that comes in, and I haven't actually seen this mess up in a while, which is pretty cool. And I didn't actually see if that redstone torch came on, so I'm not sure if anything actually went through the system. Doesn't look like, oh, there goes something, so that's pretty cool. At one point I had a whole bunch of stuff going up here because I had dumped some stuff into that input chest there, and as well as having both of these minecarts coming in and dropping stuff off. So that was pretty awesome. I've also pushed back the nether portal just a little bit, and behind this there'll probably be a staircase that goes up to the top of this plateau here. And then I just copied over the staircase. That's pretty much the same thing as right here. Just doing the stone brick with a little bit of cobblestone mixed in there. And then just still gray around here. Not a whole lot that's going on. We do need to make that a little bit prettier. But we did as well put in a glass floor so you can see in. And this is where the villagers go by. So on this side, the villager comes in to that system there. And then on this side, the empty minecart goes back if it either kills the villager or if I just toss an extra one in there. That doesn't happen too frequently, but hopefully I can make some changes over there where it will happen just a little bit more frequently and actually catch villagers quite a bit more. But anyway, this whole area needs to be prettied up. That's going to go back up to the top, and then we'll probably do something up there at some point. This area needs to be prettied up down here as well. That's looking really great. There's a little bit of diorite mixed in, a little bit in there. You can see some granite, so it's not looking the cleanest. We can definitely add just a little bit in there. I've also got a few plans for around here. I definitely want to get in the rest of the rails, like I'm pretty sure I mentioned earlier. So definitely some work to do. I want to go ahead and get work on the farms here. And here I have plans for kind of like a pixel art kind of thing. It's 8 wide and it's 9 tall, so I could do a redstone dust on each side and then kind of pop that out the same layer that you see the wood here, and then behind that probably do like a different color. Maybe I use birch wood on the back and then oak wood in the front. Make it kind of pop out. I think that could be pretty cool. Originally I was going to do a nether warts farm. However, that's probably not going to work because this is so close to where the rails are. It wouldn't be very deep. We'd probably only be able to go about 3 back, and it is only 8 wide, like I said, so that doing that on both sides would only be like 48 spaces or something, so it's not a whole lot. I'd much rather do a much larger one somewhere else and then actually be able to make it automated and everything, as opposed to just doing like the manual one right there. So I think the pixel art redstone would be pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, that'll be in a little bit. At first, I just want to get rid of doing both of these farms. 2 farms are in place now, and they are currently complete replicas of each other. Looking at this here, it's a very simple design. This is actually designed by Azuma, and I'll leave a link down in the description. Basically, the chickens will sit on top of this carpet, and whenever they lay an egg, it's going to go into this hopper, in this dispenser here, and then that conditional clock is going to fire the egg on top of this half slab. Both this half slab and this hopper are going to be enclosed so that the chickens cannot just run around, but the babies will sit on top of here until they grow up. There'll be lava next to this hopper so that then they will burn to death whenever they grow up. All the stuff's going to go into here. And then same thing on the other side, just like I said, except now instead of lava right here, it is going to be water right here. And we actually just got now another butcher, and this guy has the exact same trade as the other one, with the 14 raw pork chop and the 15 raw chicken. So we'll trade with both of them and find out which one's better. But it'll be nice to have 2 of them so that we can trade plenty of chicken right from the get-go. And then we've got another spot, and we've actually got another white coat growing up in the farm over there. So maybe even that guy will be another butcher, maybe a better trade, or maybe even a different type. I think a leather worker. Do we actually have one of the? Okay, so we do have one of those, and I think we actually did just recently get another one of those in here, although it had just a little bit less of a trade. I think it was like 12 leather maybe for an emerald, so I went ahead and killed that guy. But otherwise, we got some really good villagers here, and we've got plenty to trade with, so definitely pumped to have another butcher so that we can actually trade the stuff that we're producing. That's very good to see. So I gotta get those in, and then we'll encase this. This is all gonna be hidden, by the way. We're not actually gonna be able to see back here, both because it's not exactly symmetrical, wouldn't look too good, but also because the redstone's not very great, and just kind of working with what's already there just wouldn't be the greatest. We're pushed completely against the minecart track right now, so we don't really want to mess with anything. So there'll be blocks on top of here, and then this will all be encased in wood or something, and you won't actually be able to see back there. The only thing that you'll be able to know is back there is because of the chest and because of the loud chicken noise that is very, very no bueno. Well, redstone didn't work too well. Yeah, that was very ugly. The redstone dust is actually 12 pixels wide, and this was only 8. I thought it was 8, but yeah, I was definitely wrong. So I went with my initials instead, M for Mott and B for Bot. And then just, like I said, I did the same thing that I was going to do for the redstone dust. I just put the pine wood, or the birch wood rather, behind the oak wood, and then made it pop out 1 block. I think it looks pretty nice, although the B is kind of derpy. The center's quite fat, and that is because I actually had a zombie spawn up there, which obviously we don't want with the villagers right there. Other than that, then we've covered up the sides here, and both farms are now operational. Go in here, we got some stuff coming there, and we could actually use that. I did have just under 2 stacks already sitting in the chest that I tossed in there though, so this isn't all just from that one farm. Carry this up the side, we got the polished andesite going here, and then some regular diorite with just some random bits of polished diorite in the middle. That goes all the way up, it's also right in the middle over there. Exact same thing on the other side, just the random bits are in different places of course, and then that goes up just like on the other side. So this one is also operational, and this was obviously all from the farm. I didn't have any raw chicken beforehand, and I think that I'm actually losing some over here because it's not working quite as fast as that one, probably because of the lava. The drops just go into it. I assume that's what's happening, although it could just be that we have less chickens in there. That's entirely possible. And thanks to LowCorp for actually donating me plenty of eggs because that was really helpful. We also got rid of these two derpy jack-o'-lanterns here. There's now plenty under the light gray carpet, and I went with that because it matches the stone half slab pretty well. And this actually looks like it's pretty dark, although it only gets down to 8, which is pretty awesome. It's also really helpful. Down here, it got really, really expensive. There is lots of rail down here. I finished this all off, and then we put a redstone lamp in the middle so that mobs won't spawn, because they can spawn on top of the rail like that. And obviously we don't want that. I had like a torch trail going down the middle before to keep it lit, and now that it's all in here, obviously we couldn't have that, so we just put that instead. And I don't think they can spawn anywhere in this area now. I think everything's completely lit. I'd like to get rid of this torch, although that's actually what's keeping this lit, so maybe we do something else with carpet there. Not entirely sure yet, but then otherwise back here, did we do anything? I don't think we actually done anything else, other than if we go up there, you can see just a little bit is actually carved out from behind the portal. Can't really see through the portal, but if we go up here, I do have it blocked off because I had a zombie walk in, and again, no bueno. We do not want zombies near our villagers. This goes right up to the surface, and I don't think I'll decorate this in this episode. I may, though, if I have time. And then this up here is probably where there's going to be a house, I think. I want to put that on top here. I definitely want to cover it with something because there's going to be stuff up here at some point. And I think a house would be pretty fitting, and just make it kind of my house, and then just have this giant access down here into the base. And then with another portal here, we could either go into kind of the train station there, or go up to the top there. I might put the horse sanctuary up there. That could be a pretty good place for it. Although down here, this is also all ugly, and this is still gray. We haven't changed any of that, and we haven't fixed that up yet. So yeah, plenty to do there still, but other than that, in here is pretty much done. So up there is where we can now focus. And now we can go ahead and give it a shot. We have the villagers that we need. I think right here is the first one. Alright, let's go ahead and just do one with that and see if it unlocks another trade. Now I should see some purple particles. There they are. Then do the same thing over here, and then we'll compare the two. So let's pull that out, and then we should see the purple particles. Give it a second. There they are. Okay, so what do we have from this guy now? I think coal is the other option that butchers have. Yes, okay, so 16 coal, and then we could get 6 cooked pork chop. Let's go on over here and see what this one does. Let's see, it was this one here. And we've got 19 coal and also 6 pork chops, so adios. The other guy's better. Let's get rid of that cart. Can I get that? Okay, and then we're going to go ahead back here, and I'm going to send this back through the system. I don't think butchers actually have a whole lot of trades. If we go over here, I think I can trade more, and it should unlock a few more trades. I don't think I have to do a different one. Do we get purple particles? We get XP. No purple? Okay, let's do that again. And see, did that do anything? Okay, there. We got purple particles. And if we go over, see, that was what we had. 6 cooked chicken, and I think that's actually the last one that a butcher offers. I think there are only the 4, so it's not totally great. However, it is a great way to get plenty of emeralds so that we can trade with other guys. I know this guy here has actually 2 maxed out right now, but he does have some axes that have Unbreaking 2, and I could really use Unbreaking 3 because I have Efficiency 4, so I might do a couple of those just to get that. The Cleric, I think, also offers some glowstone, which I've been doing for quite a bit. That's really nice because I don't have to go look for it, and I've been using the redstone lamps, and of course some of the glowstone around here too. So that's been really expensive, and just this is so much easier. And then of course there's the great librarians. I love these guys. Oh, well, okay, I don't love that one, but where was it? I found a really nice one, Silk Touch 1. And that's for 12. So I went up through and marked off which one had the cheapest of each enchantment. So for each one of these, so let's see, this one's got the cheapest Aqua Affinity 1 for 10 and Infinity 1 for 12. There were a couple other ones I think with Infinity, but this one was the cheapest. Same for this one, we got Sharpness 4 and Depth Strider 3. That one's very nice to have on my boots. That's like the last thing I needed, and I've been running around for a long time without it, so it's really nice to have it now. And then Silk Touch from this one. There was one other Silk Touch, although it was a little bit more expensive. I think it was somewhere like 27 emeralds or something crazy like that. So something really cheap like that for such a nice enchantment is really, really nice to see. And now the last few bits of gray are out of there. Just don't work at the top with the leaves right there. And this andesite right here in the middle actually was wood at one point. I tried that because I thought it would look pretty good and kind of follow what we got going on here. However, that's way too close to the lava, and it started burning, and then I lost a small portion of this, although at least it's pretty cheap materials, so that really wasn't too bad. Other than that, down here, I've also started making it look kind of more like you'd see in a train station, where there's kind of just piles of stuff that's ready to ship. And that's kind of what I was going for here with a few of the hay bales too, because this is a savanna. I thought it fit pretty well. Just a few of those dotted around here and just kind of larger clusters, and I think it kind of fills up the gap better. It was a lot of white in the middle of a lot of gray, and this just kind of adds just a little bit. I don't know, I really, really like the hay bale though. I just really like the it's not something I use a whole lot, and I think I really would like to start using it a bit more, especially now that I'm starting to use some of the jack-o'-lanterns. I don't know, I think they fit together pretty well. And then I've also added a few of my heads here. These are pretty common on the server. I've died to other players quite a bit, and my head is pretty easily found. So I've got two of those, and I think I have a few more. I think I've got one down there over by the furnaces, and I probably have one more in a chest. So I died two of them right there, and I think it looks pretty cool. Coming up, you just got like the two mod heads, and you've got the torches behind it, which actually I'm going to keep, although to get rid of this dark spot here, I just did like I did over here. I got jack-o'-lanterns underneath the light gray carpet, and that, yeah, like there was a little gray spot there. I didn't really like it, and then I got rid of the torches because I didn't need them. Although I've decided actually that it looks a bit better with them there. I also tried redstone torches, and no, I think that looks the best. So then anyway, up here, then I also tidied up this area. Did the same thing we did over here with the diorite right here, and then the random bits of the polished kind of mixed in with it. I really like that, and it's something that I should have been using all along here, because I don't know, I really like it. I think it's just that gray against the diorite, the same thing that we learned from down there, and it just fits together pretty nicely. Really simple ceiling here then, just with the oak wood and the stone half slabs, and then this little area here, put the oak wood back, and then did a little bit of a shelf here, a few flowers dotted about, and a random chest that has nothing in it. Clean up the area down below as well. And yeah, it doesn't look great. It's nothing horribly special. However, it is just a bit cleaner than it was before. Getting rid of all the stone and the random bits that were down there, and then the few torches that were dotted about. Although, because I did get rid of those, now it is fairly dark down there. So then I added in that glowstone there, and then the leaves on top of it to hide it. And then it kind of brings in the green as well. So you come in here, you got the green there, you've got some back there. Didn't really have much up here, and so just that little bit kind of does help. I was thinking of adding something here, however, I wasn't too sure. I tried cactus inside these flower pots, and it just really didn't look right against that. So the flowers that you'd find if you just went out and bone mealed are the rose and the dandelion, and that's exactly what I use here. And then, like I said before, I didn't do anything back here. I didn't think I would. However, that will probably be next episode, because in today's episode, it has been too long. I'm not sure exactly how long it's been since the last episode. However, it has been too long, and so I would like to get this out. So I know it's going to be just a little bit shorter than what my usual videos are. This is probably, I don't even think this probably hit 17 minutes. But anyway, hope y'all enjoyed. Go and subscribe for more. But anyway, this has been MoppBot, and I'll see y'all later.